Today on Suncoast View, Bradenton's popular Riverwalk will be expanding east, and residents are speaking out about what they would like to see for their city. We'll discuss.
There's a whole new land to explore at Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios. We'll take you behind the scenes at the brand new Toyland Storyland.
Being a teenager these days can be tough. Well, a new musical opens this weekend on the Suncoast. We'll meet two of the teenage stars. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show. Happy Monday. Stephanie Roberts is off today, but she will be back with us later this week. But we have a big welcome back to one of our favorite co-hosts, Kathy Carson Fryman. I couldn't decide if I wanted to say that you were a Suncoast attorney first or you were Linda's daughter.
You're like, who is this lady?
I was going to switch it up a little bit, but I figured, you know what, outside of these walls, you are a respected attorney. You're respected in these walls as well.
Wait a second.
But you are, you know, first and foremost, Linda's daughter here.
Yes, and I keep reminding her of that.
And everyone else.
Yes. Escape it, you can try, but you can't. Not here and not on a Monday. Well, Linda, I had a little bit of fun on Facebook this week looking at your profile because you were tagged in a throwback picture. So even though it isn't Thursday, I think it's still fair to take a little look at this. Tell us who you are with. That is you on the left, I should point out.
That's me on the left with the dark hair, my natural color, I might add. And the other lady is Beverly, one of my Yaya friends, Beverly Copen now. That was 4 marriages ago, I think. And Snooki Lanson, who is not her husband, is the star that we're posing with. He was very, very famous. He sang on the Hit Parade. Everybody in my generation knows the Hit Parade. It was on Saturday night. And, you know, there wasn't really any choice. Everybody just watched the Hit Parade.
Oh, yeah, with less choices, everybody tuned into the same thing, which I think there was something kind of nice about that.
Yeah.
Everybody has the same thing to talk about.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, well,
and
you
the
can
same
say, well, what
memories.
did you think? And wasn't that great? So you were all more like a big community.
And Snooki, you were telling me, was quite a big deal. Who would be a modern version of Snooki?
Oh, my.
Like a Ryan Seacrest, perhaps?
Yes, exactly.
Except he sang.
Except
Snooki
he
sang.
sang. So he was a great singer. He was a great host. He was just a huge star, and we were all in awe of him. And isn't that funny? When I first looked at the picture, I couldn't remember his name.
Yes.
It's a little sad.
The only Snooki we know is from the Jersey Shore. So.
It's true. If you say Snooki in other rooms, someone else comes to mind, and I think I prefer this Snooki. Your Snooki.
And you had to be a very nice guy back in those days. You know, the stars were very straight-laced. If they were married, they never admitted that because they thought girls wouldn't like stars who sang if they were married.
Oh,
Finally,
wow.
they got over that. But
my mom used to take me to New York quite a bit as a kid, and I remember her saying that the older generation of celebrities that were in Broadway shows were so much more gracious at the stage door and just were nicer and spent more time with their fans. And the younger generation, well, not that they weren't nice, but they just went on their way a lot more.
yeah, I think there was a real star thing back then. So when you were, if you were out in public, like Snooki Lanson, you were always dressed to the T. You always looked your very best. You were very polite, very gracious.
Well, it seems like they had like studios back then to kind of train them and how they were supposed to act in every situation too. That does
not happen now. No, reality stars turn you into a star. That's right. All right, well, let's check and see who is in the Rice's Appliance Kitchen today. It is our friend Sam from Tsunami Sushi. Welcome, Sam.
Hi, Joey. Thank you. It's always good to be back.
Even on a Monday morning.
Even on a Monday morning.
Here. First of all, tell us what we're making today.
So this is a taro root wonton. It's kind of a dessert wonton. It's a lot of fun to make, and it tastes awesome.
Wonderful. So, all right, I'm picking on it being a Monday for you, but that is because, in all fairness, you work very much all over the weekend. However, this weekend, you were a big part of the Downtown Festival. Tell us about it.
Right. Taste of Downtown at the Opera House. It's a benefit for the Youth Opera. It was our 5th year doing it. It was so much fun. Awesome turnout. Really good food and plenty of wine.
And you got a lot of praise, Tsunami did, for your booth, for your decor and setup.
Thank you, yes.
Oh, wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we stayed up all night working on it the night before, so it was a long day, but it turned out awesome, and we had so much fun.
Oh, well, we appreciate that you support all of the great organizations downtown. And if you do go out downtown for lunch or dinner today, just be nice to your downtown restaurants, because they've had a long weekend. So we're excited to join you later on, Sam, later on in the show. show. Well, I had something unusual happen to me last week, and I've been lamenting about it over the weekend. I found a debit card, someone's debit card in front of my house.
Oh.
And there's a bike lane, and we're on a busy road, so we'll often find things, pieces of paper, garbage, sometimes cash. But this was a debit card, and I looked at it, and I picked it up, and I thought, ooh, they're probably going to come back for this, so I put it in the grass so they could see it. And I got in my car, and then I thought, I can't do that because what if someone else finds it?
Yeah,
so
somebody
then I
else will
took
see
it, and I had it in my car, and I called the company, the 800 number, and I canceled it for them. But then I felt terrible because I thought, oh, whenever you cancel a debit card, it's such a pain. But I was just more concerned that it could get into the wrong hands.
Yes.
Much more of a pain to have your bank account wiped out, I think.
Yes.
So I think you did the right thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and somebody just riding down that road doesn't know where they lost it. So they don't know that it was in your yard that it dropped.
This is true. I know that when I've lost my wallet, which has happened a few times,
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, I know the cash won't be there, but just please give me all my cards
Yes,
and ID
exactly.
back. We've had the same discussion about, Stephanie had mentioned that she found someone's wallet in the bathroom at the airport. And there was this same quandary of what do I do? Is the person going to come back for it? Because you will retrace your steps, provided you didn't get on your flight.
And you need your ID. How are you
Yes,
going to
yes.
go anywhere
Oh,
without
that would be bad.
So there
yes.
at least has a lost and found, I guess
Yeah.
you could take it to. But it was, in the modern world of technology, it is kind of a challenge. What do you do when you find someone?
You could write in chalk on the street.
Yeah, I
Did you
took your
lose
card
something?
and canceled it.
Well, and he had a very, very common name, which I won't say
John
on air.
Smith.
But I thought, well, I'll never find this guy.
Oh, I hope he watches this
I
and
know.
calls and says it's okay and thank you. He should say a big
I
thank
apologize. And as I cut it up, I wept a little. I felt for you. All right, well, it is time for our first hot topic. And Bradenton's popular river walk will be expanding east. And residents are speaking out about what they would like to see for their city. Realize Bradenton has been holding community input sessions, and residents say that they want a quieter, more tranquil feel to the eastern section of the Riverwalk. Rather than sand, volleyball, and skate parks, this new section will have an emphasis on history. Leaders say the east side of Bradenton is where the city actually began. What do you think about this expansion?
I think it's really nice, and I think it's so true that there should be a nice kind of place where you can enjoy nature. You know, what's really beautiful about the Riverwalk is the river and all of that, and sometimes you don't need all the extra attractions there.
But it's so good to learn about our history because Manatee County has a fascinating history. We had some real characters here, and it's just fun to learn who stood on this spot before I stood here. As you're walking along beautiful scenery that you can really appreciate why people came and settled here.
Yes, absolutely. And, once again, I want to praise Bradenton for really, they took the time to make sure that when they expand, they want to do it right. They did a public survey, which was kind of an ongoing theme we've seen with a lot of the projects happening now, to see what people wanted. One of the things they were proposing are chess and checker board, permanently fixed, like in Washington Square Park, I imagine. Hammocks, places. So they really are trying to get away from. They have the skate park. They have the area that has a lot of loud, fun, and so they're trying to go for something a little more tranquil. I think it's great.
I think so too, and I just hope Sarasota is as good with our bayfront as Manatee County has been, because that river walk is awesome.
Yes, I agree, and I think that it wouldn't hurt to take a look and follow their lead for a change. Yeah.
Because you don't have to go down there and spend a lot of money.
No. But now this Riverwalk too will start to connect toward other parts of the river, which is going to be great for businesses and the community. So good for you, Bradenton. We're happy for you. All right, well, you see it everywhere you go, but have you been noticing vaping among teens? The Food and Drug Administration has declared it an epidemic. They're threatening to halt sales of flavored electronic cigarettes if major manufacturers don't prove they're doing enough to keep them out of the hands of children and teens. A recent study showed more than 2 million middle school, high school, and college students use e-cigarettes. And nearly 12% of high school and 3% of middle school students say they used it in the past 30 days. The FDA says they are cracking down on stores that sell e-cigarettes to minors. E-cigarette manufacturers say they already require age verification from anyone they sell to and restrict their sales to adults. But the FDA and many parents say they need to do more. What do you think about this?
Yes, they do need to do more. People are hoping to find a way around this. Oh, don't give me that look. People are hoping to find a way around the problem with cigarettes, the danger of cigarettes. And I don't think this is that way around. I guess I'm super sensitive because my husband died from smoking, my mother died from smoking, but it's something you don't have to do, and it's safer if you don't. Kids, oh my goodness, you're not old enough to make that decision.
But that's the only people who will make that decision. I mean, as a former smoker, I started smoking when I was a kid. I would never, as an adult, say, oh, I want to try vaping. Like, that's not something I'm going to do. That's to find their customers. Of course, they're going after young people. That's where their customer base is going to come from.
And do you think that vaping has less of a stigma about it? Like, I know I've sat at restaurants where someone's been vaping at the bar at the restaurant, and I don't, so it seems like it's a little more lax.
Of course,
it's
they
more
don't
modern.
stink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's more modern. It's more trendy.
It's less smelly.
Yes, yeah. Well, and you can get flavored ones, which I don't know if it makes it more pleasant, but it certainly does make it a little more enticing.
Yeah.
For young people,
Yeah,
yes.
and Kathy, I was in the same boat as you. I started smoking as a teenager, and luckily I stopped in my early 20s.
Yeah.
But by then, it was a challenge to quit because as a young person, I was already hooked on nicotine. So it isn't the same as, quitting some other things that aren't already in your system.
I haven't smoked in 10 years, maybe longer, and I still have dreams sometimes that I started smoking again. Like, it's a very addictive substance, and they get you when you're young.
Yes, yeah. It'll be interesting to see. So this is, I know that one teenager had ordered his e-cigarettes, and they were shipped, and he just used his father's name and information, and so it's still easy to get, which is part of the problem.
And they just don't realize what the results can be, because right now everybody's saying, oh, they won't hurt you, they won't hurt you. When I was young, that's what they said about cigarettes.
That's right. That's true. That's true. So we'll see. This was certainly the first conversation, and there will definitely be more about the topic. Well, whether you are a fidgeter or a worrier, I guess maybe I'm both, there is a product for you, but should there be? A writer at Vox website opened the case this week that so many viral products like fidget spinners, fidget cubes, and weighted blankets have built an unethical consumerist culture on mental illness. Is it right to tell people their anxiety can be cured by buying more things? And are these products made for everyday human behaviors like sleep loss and fidgeting, but telling consumers that these problems make them unwell? On top of all of that, research on if these products actually help fight anxiety are proving inconclusive. So I have part of my collection of little, fidgety gifts that I have bought. What do you think about this? I mean, are we turning this into an industry to just sell merchandise?
Well, obviously it works, or you wouldn't have so many of them.
Well, actually, they don't work, which is why I keep buying them. I keep thinking the next one will work. The next one will work.
I mean, really, who cares? That's what I have to say about it. I mean, do we really think that it's helping a problem? Probably not, but is it really hurting anybody? I don't see, I mean, if we want to attack consumerism, I think we've got to go a little deeper than fidget spinners.
Well, I think anything that makes you feel like it'll make you less anxious really does make you less anxious, because it is a mental belief, and the same belief can be in one of those gadgets that it'll calm you down.
Yeah, I mean, the fidget spinner was very popular, and I know you can buy it now at the point, you can get it at a grocery store or a gas station. The cube is something I ordered online, and I will tell you, the places where I need it the most are where I'm just sitting still, like, maybe a movie theater, and I don't know if you can hear that. If I was doing this next to you in a movie theater, I know Kathy would jump over the seat and get me. So it's not very practical.
Little noises like nail clicking or things like that.
Yeah, things like that. I do not. I would hate that thing.
It's all right. So I guess my array of toys.
Well, if you think they work, you use them, Joey.
Well, and you know what, Kathy, you make a good point. It's not hurting anybody.
Yeah,
it's not like I'm taking a pill that might have side effects.
And is being fidgety, is that make you mentally ill? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, I think we're making this way too big a thing.
I do too.
Yeah.
Maybe to call attention or to draw attention from other more important problems.
Or somebody just saw a need of, oh, hey, people are fidgeting, they don't want to. Hey, there's a product for that.
Yes.
So there you go. Good old consumerism. All right. Well, you may think that you have eaten your weight in food at a buffet before, but I'll bet you haven't been banned for it.
Oh.
A German triathlete was banned from an all-you-can-eat sushi restaurant because, if you can believe this, he ate nearly 100 plates of sushi. His price was just under 16 euros, which is roughly $19. The restaurant owner said he eats for 5 people. That is not normal. The athlete was banned from restaurant for his extreme eating habits.
That is extreme.
Wow.
I mean, all you can eat doesn't really mean all you can eat,
No,
apparently.
I mean, that's dangerous. What's wrong with that person?
I mean, don't you think sometimes that like the social pressure of, oh, I don't want to go up one more time, either from the people I'm sitting with or the other people in the restaurant, I can't go up again.
50, you would think that that would be like, you know,
Yes.
plate 55, you might feel a little weird.
But you know, I mean, Kathy, you work out, you hang out with a lot of people that are at the gym. Sometimes you go to a meal with somebody and you're like, wow, they're going to order 3 entrees. Good for them. That's what they can do.
Yeah.
So an all-you-can-eat buffet will certainly bring down their ticket.
And some people, if they think they're getting something for free, they really have to take advantage of
This
it.
is true. I think that is
Yeah.
true. That idea of, oh, I'm going to get my money's worth. Well, he certainly did,
He
and everybody
certainly
was sitting
did,
with him.
yeah.
And it usually happens with the crab legs at those all-you-can-eat
Yeah. Oh,
buffets.
yeah.
You see people line up, and as soon as they come out, they're all gone.
But he makes everybody around him feel good.
Yes.
Because they're not eating so much
There you
when they
go.
look at him.
At least I didn't have that much.
Yeah, right.
All right, we're going to check in with our mid-morning forecast, and when we come back, we have an inside look at Disney's Toy Story Land.
What was once Category 1 Hurricane Florence is now a tropical depression, but it's still packing a punch with extremely heavy rain coming down in North Carolina as it edges its way up to the north and northeast and into Virginia. Maybe over 5 inches of rain here in Virginia, and that's just for today's forecast. So watching it closely, but it is starting to lose its tropical characteristics. Unfortunately, the red tide is pretty high, so if you're sensitive to that, may want to keep that in mind, stay indoors or try to stay away from the coast. But looks like the pattern is shifting. We had some dry air over the weekend, which kind of limited our shower activity, but thanks to more of a southeasterly wind, the pattern shifts and we're going to have more rainfall in the forecast as we go through the next several days. Now, highs are going to remain around average. The average for a high is 89, so we're going to be right around that, but expect increasing clouds and more seasonal type of pattern here with showers and storms in the afternoon.
There is a whole new land to explore at Walt Disney World Resort's Hollywood Studios. It features our friends Buzz and Woody, and it takes you along on their adventures in Andy's backyard. Our producers Kaylee Green and Matt Lydell went to Toy Story Land to check it out. Let's take a look.
So when you're sort of developing something like Toy Story Land, what challenges does that represent in making a world like Toy Story feel immersive?
When we were developing Disney Hollywood Studios, we were looking for opportunities where we have a broad family appeal. So you immediately go to the Toy Story franchise because it can hit every age in that family. We collaborate with Pixar very closely, so we have shrunken you down to the size of a toy. So you're about the size of a Green Army Man, and you're going through this bigger-than-life land. The challenge is how do you take a small toy block and make it huge and still be very authentic. So we had to look at the textures, we had to look at the colors. I mean, our trash cans had to look like blocks, our light poles had to look like straws, and they're bigger than life.
As you see all through the land, the Green Army Men and the Green Army Patrol are so prevalent because obviously they're on the lookout all over the land looking for Andy or his mom to return. Then we have the Green Army Drum Corps, which is a high-energy percussion group. They also come through in a procession and they perform all through the land. You get to look eye to eye and be at the same size as a toy, so things get all out of whack.
There are so many toys that have already been created for Toy Story that have been around for years and years. So was there a process when you were developing the new toys, and was there an idea that came with that?
It actually had to do with the rides themselves. So Slinky Dog Dash and Alien Swirling Saucers are the 2 big new rides that we have there. Our Alien Swirling Saucers goes back and forth in the ride you run around, so as you go, the eyes go back and forth and it will light up as night as well. Our Slinky Dog headband, as you can see, if she moves her head back and forth, it will move just like the roller coaster does when you go back and forth up and down.
We also have the magic band for that.
We chose Slinky Dog as the main attraction. It's my favorite roller coaster actually at Walt Disney World. And so Slinky's on the front and his cords wrap all the way around just like he would.
What if we built a coaster where Slinky could actually, you could get into a Slinky and go back and forth? So we were thinking about how big does that toy need to be? Pretty giant. What does this whole land have to be? It has to be bigger than itself. If you're thinking of a coaster and you're thinking of a track type of coaster that's going to go up and down, why else think of Slinky? I mean, that's what he does. He stretches, he combines, he can do those camel humps. He would go up and he would be flying with his ears in the back.
to think, okay, what would Andy's mom put in his lunchbox, right? Or what would I want my mom to put in my lunchbox if that was the case? And so we really wanted to focus on just some timeless flavors with a little bit of a modern twist. We've got a grilled sandwich, grilled breakfast sandwich, and it's grilled with a little bit of sourdough. It's egg and smoked turkey. We have a nice egg and potato barrel bowl, a little bit of biscuit gravy, very comfortable. One of my favorites is the French toast s'more sandwich. What's better than a chocolate sandwich for breakfast? Right? Who doesn't want that?
Well, after wrapping up the work week at Toy Story Land, we weren't sure we were going to get Matt and Kaylee back, but luckily they did come back. So we want to welcome Kaylee up in front of the camera today.
Nice hat.
Yes.
Oh yes, thank you. Isn't this the cutest headband?
Now tell us, let's start there. Tell us about the, is that the Slinky Dog?
Yeah, so this is the Slinky Dog headband. I was wearing it earlier, and I convinced Matt to wear it during the day. But yeah, so this is one of the products that they're actually selling for Toy Story Land, and it's probably one of my favorites because
so where
it's
are you going to
adorable.
wear this thing?
When I go back to Toy Story Land.
All right, so let's talk about Toy Story Land as a whole. So we have some questions. Obviously, you guys had a great time going, but if we want to go, let's say we're taking the kids, the grandkids, what are some of the things that we can look forward to there?
Honestly, everything. I was kind of going into it like, well, what could they possibly do? Like, there's so many things that Disney has done, especially with Toy Story because it's been around for so long. But they have recreated it in insane ways. One of my favorite things is just the fact that it's so detail-oriented. You probably saw in the video, but they literally shrink you down so that you're the size of a green army man, which is probably just the most adorable thing ever because then they have on the ground footprints, and they're larger than life because it's like a human footprint, but you're the size of an army man. So it covers like yards and yards, and then they also have the the straw, the poles are actually straws.
Oh, so they really do make you feel, which I know one of the things that they do, they make you feel like you are the character.
Yeah, they make you feel like you're literally shrunken down to the size of a toy, to the point where we were standing in line and Matt said, oh look, like you see the toy boxes that the toys come in, and there's this huge price barcode, and it says the name of the toy store, the Al's Toy Barn, and it was just so funny. The details are insane there, and that's what I love the most.
Well, we are going to hear a whole lot more from Matt and Kaylee throughout this week, so if you are considering taking the family, it's close enough, it's a perfect trip. We will find out more this week, and we're even going to find out more about where do you take the kids to feed them? What about the food? Big part of the trip. So we're going to learn more about what's coming up at Disney Springs this week. All right, when we come back, do parents have the right to limit what the grandparents buy for gifts? I think there's two people at this table that can discuss that. We're going to discuss some very controversial new rules when we come back.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC 7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veteran Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
I'll be right back.
Welcome back. Well, I know it's only September, but people are making their lists, their gift lists for the holidays. So here is a frequent complaint that grandparents are hearing from their adult children. They say grandparents like to go all out for birthdays and Christmas, and they give grandkids too many gifts. Gifts that kids quickly lose interest in, and that just pile up the clutter in the house. And with Christmas coming up, one mother is making non-negotiable holiday rules for grandparents. Here they are. She says, give time, not gifts. Instead of shopping, make cookies, wrap presents, take them to see Santa. Second rule, no pets. I don't think that needs to be elaborated on. Third rule, don't overload them. Sometimes there are so many presents that they don't take time to appreciate each one individually. Number 4, remember you are not Santa. Be sure you check with Santa and mom and dad before you buy that most wished for gift. And finally, instead of gifts, give to the kids' college fund. All right, we have a mom and a grandmother here at the table.
And
what do you think?
we have a big problem with this.
This is something I feel strongly about. There's nothing more joyful for a grandparent than to go shopping. Oh, I want to see her face when she opens
There's
this.
nothing worse for a parent than having somebody who buys everything. My children have no concept that things cost money and that sometimes you have to work for something to get it, because they're like, I want whatever, and it shows up because
Oh, it's
grandma.
such a joy. One of the most joyful things in the world is seeing a child's face on Christmas morning or at birthday when you bought just what they wanted.
But the thing is, when you buy everything they've ever said that they might want, they don't even notice what they got, because they open it, they toss it aside, they go to the next thing. They open it, they toss it aside. And then by the time they get back to that thing, it's yesterday's news. They don't want to play with that toy anymore.
And that could have been spread out over multiple birthdays.
Exactly. And I don't have room for all of these toys.
But for just a few dollars, you can give absolute joy to a child when they open that gift.
Keep it at your house.
And don't tell me it should be for college money.
I didn't
That's
say that.
for you.
I didn't say
The
that.
college money is for you. 5-year-old Lila doesn't care about a check
Keep it
for
at
her
your
college
house.
Not
fund.
from grandma. But all right, keep it at your house seems to be the rule that we can all agree on. All right, coming up next, some family fun that is close to home and will get us in the spirit of the fall season.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TrueStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
It's hard to see when you're outside at night. It's time for the Atomic Beam Sunblast, the new solar-powered light that's super bright. Atomic Beam Sunblast lets you add a light anywhere, and the atomic solar panels charge the built-in lithium-ion battery quickly. Then the 180-degree motion sensor turns on the light when you get near and automatically turns off when you disappear. Look, here's a best-selling outdoor solar light. And here's the Super Bright Atomic Beam Sunblast. Get the Super Bright Atomic Beam Sunblast for only $19.99. But wait, call right now and you can double your order and get a second Sunblast, plus our best-selling Atomic Beam Flashlight. Just pay a separate fee. That's 2 Atomic Beam Sunblasts and the Atomic Beam Flashlight. Call now.
Call 1-800-431-6640. That's 1-800-431-6640. Or visit mysunblast.com. So call 1-800-431-6640. Order now.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Sam from Tsunami Sushi. Sam, I know that you have a great event coming up tomorrow night. It's something that you do every year. Tell us about it.
Yeah, tomorrow night is our 5th annual Also is Sushi. So it's a benefit for the local group Also Youth, and which is an LGBTQIA benefit. It just raises money. All proceeds go straight to the kids. It's 5 to 8 tomorrow night. Tickets are $45 online. Last day to get your tickets, and $50 at the door. Tons of sushi. We're going to have Beniva Fruitville is going to MC and do a whole drag queen thing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And Also Youth, of course, is the center where it's kind of a safe space for all kids under the spectrum of LGBTQ. So that's a great cause. And having been there in years past, I can tell you it is a great event, and you walk away with your fill of sushi. So,
absolutely.
All right, we can find out more information by going online, alsoyouth.org, and we will join you later on in the kitchen. Linda?
Ever wish you could go back to the good old days when life was simpler? Well, you can without ever leaving the Suncoast. You're invited to step back into pioneer days at Manatee Village Historical Park and try your hand at skills that were very important to families back then. We welcome Catherine Rowling, Special Events Coordinator, and Phaedra Carter, Manager of Historical Resources at Manatee Village Historical Park. Welcome, you guys, to the present. You can step out of your historical spot and see what life is like in these days. Just for a day. So tell me about the historical park for those who haven't been there recently.
For those who haven't been, it's a public-private partnership between the Clerk of Court's office and the Manatee County Historical Commission, which is a nonprofit that has collected buildings from Manatee County's pioneer past and preserved them. The time period that we span is from 1840 to 1918.
And these are buildings that you go through, you walk through, you see what life was like?
Yeah. Yes, we are a museum and the collection of these buildings, so we have museum exhibits in the general store, and then you can also take one of our walking tour brochures, walk through the buildings, learn about them. We also host a number of events, public programming, so that people can learn hands-on what it was like. So we have the Scarecrow Building Workshop. We'll have a lecture on the Civil War in October. We'll have a World War I Centennial concert in November. That'll be in our 1887 church, so the buildings are open.
So this was a very important skill, building scarecrows back in the old days.
It was a time when you had to provide your own food. If you couldn't grow what you needed to eat, it was very difficult. There weren't groceries, there was no Publix. So you had to.
Wow, what a problem.
Yeah. It feels very fall I know for a lot of us, it doesn't feel like fall with the weather right now, but it's a nice way to kind of get into the spirit.
Yeah.
So
yes.
How do we know what scares crows? That's my big question. Oh, now this would scare anything.
So this is what we are aspiring to, right?
It is.
He looks friendly.
Handsome gentleman, very nice build. Okay, so what do we do to build him? Oh my goodness, we have a little touch of modern days here, ladies.
This turned into kind of a really cool recycling project. So this is actually what's going to form out his chest. You can hang this around the neck and stuff it down into the shirt. Just use the hangers there, the handles. Yep.
Here, Joey, I'll give you a hand here.
Oh, you just hang it on.
Almost
like a purse strap.
Oh, I don't know what a purse. I mean, I know what a there we go. I She's going to have to come down and help
I'm going to work
Just
on
like
his
this.
pants here.
That way, nothing falls out the bottom.
Now, kids got to help with these projects in the old days, right?
Sure.
Kids had to do everything in the old days.
And you can button them up.
I gave him kind of a detached organ down here, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and fix
He's
that.
definitely scarier than that.
We're going to steal some of this. This is going to be his head.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
Scarecrow.
He lost some weight. That's all right.
Oh, this is his
Not a
hat.
problem. So his
A
head,
pillowcase.
yeah, we're going to tie this up.
Buttoning him up for a formal
Now,
event.
the crows were scared of kids. Good thing back in those days, because the kids were out in the field all the time, weren't they?
They were. So scarecrows were important when, say, the kids had gone to school and farmers used to sit out in the fields. There are so many pictures from the 30s, the 40s of farmers sitting in the field just trying to scare any kind of pests away themselves. But if you're not there, you can't be there all the time, especially at night. So these were really important to scare off birds that might eat your corn, your berries.
So, well, did they really work?
Yes.
I will be honest, I've seen a lot of pictures of scarecrows covered in crows.
Yeah, that's what I think of. It's crows sitting on.
At least the crows weren't eating the corn that I was
That's
sitting on
true.
the scarecrow.
I love
These
this.
sitting on.
This is a great way, though, because I know a lot of kids, you can talk about Pioneer Days, you can talk about, you can read about it, but until it's hands-on, it is a
Right.
way to kind of learn a little bit more about what was happening in those days in Manatee.
Because if the crows ate your corn, you starved. I mean, it
Exactly.
wasn't a funny,
Yes.
laughing matter then.
Yeah.
It was life or death that you were
Right.
defending.
Yes.
And I think you're doing a scarecrow that will scare
How's he doing?
anybody.
Are we ready to pop
This
him
would
up?
scare me.
I know, I've made him a little lumpy. I
think this would be a good protection device today. Put one of these in your living room window and nobody's
Nobody
coming
come
in.
near that house. It'd be a good Halloween decoration.
I'm going to put him in my office this week, and everyone will think I'm here.
They'll think we have a new co-host.
So you brought some
Very
other
handsome.
things. What did you
We
bring
did.
there?
So on Saturday, September 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we are sold out of the scarecrow armatures. We provide the armature, the head covering, and the stuffing, but we're sold out. We will have these kids' crafts, and they are free. And anytime from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., if you have kids, come out and make some little fall-themed scarecrow. This is a good look. And then we have little lollipops. So even though we are sold out of the scarecrows, you can still have a little fall fun.
And admission is free. That's one of the good things.
Yes, we are always free. Every once in a while, we'll have a fundraiser special event. In December, we usually do. But these activities are usually free. We're a public benefit to Manatee County.
Oh, it's a great place to take the kids and learn about history, because you can see those washboards that you never would have remembered if they told you about them in school.
Kids actually like laundry at our place.
That will never work for me. And for more information about Manatee Village Historical Park, go to manateevillage.org. Next, we'll meet some Suncoast kids debuting a new musical.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Ray Collins. Today at noon, grief counselors are in place at Lakewood Ranch High School. 2 students were killed over the weekend in a 2-car crash on State Road 64. We'll have the latest on this tragic story. And for the first time in 8 years, the Bucks are off to a 2-0 start. We'll have highlights of Sunday's big win over the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. But first, here's the Monday forecast from Josh Stone.
All right, thanks so much, Ray. Looking at the futurecast, not a big rain chance today, though there could be a few heavier showers and storms that get going maybe in Charlotte County later on this afternoon, but those will be isolated. There's a tropical wave out here in the Caribbean, not a big deal, basically the remnants of Isaac. This is going to encounter some wind shear as it continues to move west and northwest. Our high today tops out at 90 degrees. Expect mostly sunny, becoming partly sunny skies in the afternoon. And watch out for those afternoon showers.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Get local news and information from the team you trust. Like ABC7 WWSB on Facebook to stay connected to the Suncoast.
Rise Above is a not-for-profit organization that helps kids who love performing arts to fulfill their dreams of being on stage. Their latest project is a stage show called 13 the Musical. And we welcome Ryan Mojeski, the actor who plays the lead role of Evan Goldman, and Melanie Potts, who plays Patrice in the show. So this sounds like a lot of fun. Tell us about Rise Above. What is Rise Above?
Well, like you said earlier, Rise Above is a nonprofit organization, and it helps people who have a passion for theater or want to, try it out if they're interested. And it teaches them, and it helps us learn about what theater is about. So if we want to do that for a career or maybe even a hobby, that's something you could think about.
So you really like what you're doing in Rise Above,
yes,
Melanie?
Yes, it's so much fun. Just being on stage, being with your friends, performing is really something that's so much fun for all of us to do.
Is it a step ahead maybe of your own school's drama program? Like if you're more interested, this is a little bit more intense training?
So there's certain standards at school that you have to learn, so you can incorporate what you learn from school into the Rise Above.
Oh, that's great.
And so it's
an extension almost.
Yeah, it helps you,
Little
it helps
extra
you
experience.
build on what you've learned at school, and then you can come in and really help enhance what you've learned, and it's
if you want to do something extra.
Yes. So 13 the Musical. Now, first of all, what grades are you guys in?
I'm in 9th grade.
I'm in 8th.
So this is 13 the Musical is right around your age group
Yes.
then?
Yes.
So what's the plot?
Okay, so the plot is my character, Evan Goldman, he's Jewish, and he's about to have his bar mitzvah. And he moves to a new town called Appleton, Indiana, and he has to make all new friends because he's the new kid. And so he has to make sure all of the coolest kids come to his party. So he's trying to make all of his new friends, he has to make them like him so then they can all come. And everything will be good. But then, a bunch of problems happen. It's hard for him to make every single person like him because, not everyone's nice. So
It's a good lesson to learn early on.
Yeah, keep the real friends.
So Melanie, what part do you play?
I play Patrice. I'm the first person that Evan meets when he comes to Appleton, and I just introduce him to the town, and throughout the show we go through some ups and downs, but in the end we come together to learn that your real friends will always be there for you. So it has a good message, it's a good plot. It's really
So do you think this will be a good message to kids your age?
Absolutely, yeah. If you're going through a lot of problems, especially if you're a teenager, definitely come see it because you can relate. You can be like, oh, that's what happens to me,
Yes.
Sometimes. So yeah.
So Rise Above, do you rehearse? Do you go to rehearsals a lot? Tell me about that, how it works.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so at the beginning of our shows, we go on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 6 to 9. And we just go through our songs, we learn choreography, we have like choreography intensive week, which is a lot of fun. And we just, we have our rehearsals during those times, and then as it gets closer to the show, we do Monday through Friday, and then of course this week, show week, we have Saturday and Sunday.
This is the big commitment.
Yeah, and a big learning too,
Yes.
because you have to practice anything you're going to do well, whether it's business or whether it's a Broadway show, and you get to be such close friends with the people you work with like this.
Do you feel like the show really does tackle situations and issues that you as teenagers are dealing with?
I feel like it really portrays it. Yes, it portrays it in a funny and hilarious way, but it's honest, it's true. That's really what goes through our heads a lot of the time.
Absolutely.
And it seems kind of crazy and weird, but that's just what being a teenager is.
Yeah, there's a lot of topics like bullying and solving like I'm trying to think of like becoming of age and like understanding some of the stuff about the world. Especially if you're not old enough for it yet. You know, so it's that kind of understanding.
And one of those things is that everybody is not nice.
That's true, yeah.
I can't wait to see this show. It is going to be really, really good. You can see Rise Above perform 13 the musical at Glenridge Performing Arts Center September 20th through the 23rd. For more information, go to riseabovearts.com. We'll be right back.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
Find out first at 4 on the Suncoast with ABC 7 News at 4. ABC 7 News at 4 starts with a detailed look at your first alert weather forecast to help you plan and prepare. We give you a fresh, fast-paced rundown of the day's top stories and videos, including breaking news, live updates, and traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Welcome back. Well, if you needed another indication that season has begun here on the Suncoast, just take a look at the arts calendars around town. Everything is starting to open. We're getting very, very busy, and you can see all new openings of new shows at the various arts organizations. So tomorrow on Suncoast View, don't miss it. The Players Center opens the award-winning musical Annie Get Your Gun, which is all about the life of sharpshooter Annie Oakley. We will meet the star, we'll get a musical preview, and as you can see, she coaxes us into singing along. We hope you tune in anyway. She's wonderful, and it's a great classic musical that'll be on the Players stage opening this weekend, and we will give you the first preview.
We wanted a part.
Yes. They said thank you. Please don't call again.
I'm really into it.
All right, well, when we come back, we're going to join Tsunami Sushi in the kitchen.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Webb. Coming up today at noon, Governor and Senate candidate Rick Scott will be here on the Suncoast. We'll tell you where he'll be campaigning later on today. And in the aftermath of Hurricane Florence, we're going to tell you where the worst flooding still is in that area. But first, let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Josh Stone.
All right, Stephanie, looking at tropical depression Florence, it's still spilling some very heavy rain here in North Carolina around the Research Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, as this edges into Virginia, and maybe up to 5 inches of rainfall just for today. So heavy rain for them. Our radar is very quiet. It's nothing to show you here. The red tide, unfortunately, is still pretty high for us, but the pattern does shift with more of a southeasterly wind in our forecast. We could have a few showers today, not a big deal. As far as any other tropical activity, a little bit here, tropical wave in the Caribbean, but there's your forecast for the next few days.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords. All on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
It's hard to see when you're outside at night. It's time for the Atomic Beam Sunblast, the new solar-powered light that's super bright. Atomic Beam Sunblast lets you add a light anywhere, and the atomic solar panels charge the built-in lithium-ion battery quickly. Then the 180-degree motion sensor turns on the light when you get near and automatically turns off when you disappear. Look, here's a best-selling outdoor solar light, and here's the super bright Atomic Beam Sunblast. Get the super bright Atomic Beam Sunblast for only $19.99. But wait, call right now and you can double your order and get a second Sunblast, plus our best-selling Atomic Beam Flashlight. Just pay a separate fee. That's 2 Atomic Beam Sunblasts and the Atomic Beam Flashlight. Call now.
Call 1-800-431-6640. That's 1-800-431-6640. Or visit mysunblast.com. So call 1-800-431-6640. Order now.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Welcome back. We're here in Rice's Appliance Kitchen with Sam from Tsunami Sushi. Welcome, Sam. What are we making here?
So this is a taro dumpling. So it's kind of a sweet dumpling. It's great for breakfast or if you dessert, or you can have it as an appetizer because life's short, you know, why not?
What is taro?
So taro is a root vegetable. It's a starchy vegetable, kind of like a potato. It's a little bit sweeter, so I wouldn't make like mashed potatoes with it. Not super healthy, but it's a staple in Asian cuisine. So
it reminds me a little bit of a pierogi from the Polish family.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So, are we ready to get started?
We're ready.
All right, so I'm going to make you guys get your hands dirty.
Okay.
We're going to start with the taro here. We've each got a bowl.
So taro is a vegetable.
Yeah, it's a root vegetable.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
it looks like meat. What do I do with it?
You dump. There's coconut and honey that we're going to mix all
we're gonna
together
mix
with
in
it.
here? Okay.
And then I can
dump
do
this
it
in
for
here?
you. Yeah.
Dump.
Put the
Dump.
coconut
Do
in.
this.
Dump it.
Dump.
And then we
Yeah.
get some honey.
And then all the honey in there.
All
Sweeten it
Oh,
up a
this is
little
not
bit
going to
more.
be easy to
Put in
dump. Honey
everything?
moves slowly.
Well, that's probably good.
Good enough.
So you obviously cooked the taro
This is
first?
steamed.
Steamed, okay.
Are we
This is egg.
stirring it
We
with a
need to
spoon
put
or
the
our
egg in.
hands?
It's a little tough, so I'll get in there and do
Okay,
it for
you
you.
do it.
So you really just want to mash it up.
Oh.
Ooh. And get it to where because we're going to put it inside these wonton skins here.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, so this is just the
Oh.
filling. It does kind of look like a weird meat, but it's not, don't
I
worry.
thought it was the meat.
Yeah.
Or a sweet potato, I thought maybe, like some of those light purple sweet potatoes.
Yeah, it's in the potato family, kind
Okay.
of. So, I don't know, you've got it pretty well mixed up right here,
Okay.
so you can see. I mean, we
Okay.
can mix all day, but that should
Okay.
do it.
All
So
right.
then let's move on to the next step
Oh,
here.
geez.
Are we ready?
What's the next step?
This one's a little bit harder. This is a wonton skin.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody grab one of these.
Just one.
We have plenty for mistakes because mistakes
Okay,
happen
good.
all the time.
Uh-oh. All right. What do we do next?
So we're going to take just a pinch of it. You can use a spoon to measure or you can just guess. You don't want to do too much because it'll be hard to close.
Okay.
So just a little dollop there, kind of.
And is it
Okay,
okay
I've
to
got my
leave
dollar.
chunks a little bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's not a perfect science. So.
Okay.
And then we use egg to close up the edges of the
Oh, that's
wrapper.
our glue.
Yep, exactly. So you just get your finger in there and then cover it on the corners.
Just the edges.
On the
Go all the way
yes.
around the edges.
Yep, and then you just fold that puppy over and smash it down.
Let me see.
Like in
Oh, there
half.
we go.
Oh, okay.
So
Let me
you,
see what you did. Oh, you made sort of a little sandwich.
yeah. So that's your little dumpling. It does kind of look like a pierogi
It
now
does
that you
a
mention it.
little,
I didn't
with
think
the,
about
with the
that.
potato type filling. That's what the
Yeah.
first thing I thought of. Okay.
Yeah.
My dumplings.
So then after you're done with that, you could steam these if you wanted to be healthier. But today we're going to fry it
Of
because
course
that's
we
fun.
are.
So you guys keep making, and then when you're through with some of them, just pass them over.
All right.
And we'll put that in there. Get this guy
Good
a little.
one. Okay,
Oh,
let's
good
go to
job.
the next one. Get a little pinch.
A dollop.
Oops.
A dollop.
Dollop,
If
whatever.
you will.
So yeah, this is a fun recipe to do, like with the family. You can sit here and make a bunch of them. They're great for parties, easy to eat.
So these are typically served at a party?
Yeah,
around holiday time?
It's
or?
really popular for Chinese New Year.
Okay.
Oh.
It's one of their traditions is if you eat, and you're going to make a lot of money in the coming
Oh,
year.
my.
Keep making dumplings.
So, let's make a lot of money, right?
We got to serve these
We're
this
eating
year.
them for a
Sam,
cause.
are these on your menu?
They're not.
Okay.
We've cooked almost our whole menu here in the kitchen, so I've had to get creative.
But maybe as we get close to Chinese New Year, this will be on a special menu.
I'm thinking so. I think it's going to be our new special
Linda's
dessert.
taro dumplings, I think.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking money here. This is it.
Yeah, money, money, money. So these go in there for about, 2 minutes until they get crispy. And then the last step here is we've got sugar
Oh, yeah.
and cinnamon. So you just mix that up. And then whenever they're done frying, they'll look like this.
Oh, really?
So that's your
Smells
finished
so good.
product.
Wow.
So you fry them up, they get nice and crispy, and then you just sprinkle them with sugar,
Nice.
and they're good to go. So it's like a donut if you guys want to try.
Yes. I will try one.
You want to, here, Kath, have
I've
one.
got egg on my hands.
Oh, okay. I'll
eat
finish the cooking. You guys did a
These
good
are
job.
delicious. And of course, pardon me, my mouth full. We want to remind you that tomorrow night is sushi night with also at Tsunami Sushi. Today you can still get tickets, but you'll go to alsoyouth.org. Great night for a great cause and great food with great friends. So
Yes.
thank you, Sam. That is coming up tomorrow. Kathy, thank you so much for being here. It's
Thank
always
you for having
fun
me.
to have you and
You like
Linda.
it? This is good.
And we'll keep in mind as we are looking at gifts for your grandkids that the gifts need to stay at Linda's house.
I'm going to give you a pet.
All right, make sure and join us for the rest of the week. We've got some great shows. We've got the Players Theater coming up. Lots of great shows this week. All right, we are going to dive into our taro dumplings. You take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast view.